Hello and welcome. You tune into Market Fatafat. I'm Ankita Saxena, and this is the show where we get you the lowdown on the markets and, of course, all the stocks that are in focus. And one such name is Biocon, that has its eyes on leadership in the global insulin market. The company sees biosimilars, innovation, and medtech as the key growth drivers ahead. In an exclusive conversation then with ET Now, Kiran Mazumdar Shaw highlighted that India is emerging as a biosimilar powerhouse and is well positioned to capture the next wave of global healthcare demand, making biosimilars the country's next major export growth engine. Let's listen in to what she had to say.
Like you very rightly said, I think, India's pharma industry has come a long way over the last 17 years and has come to be known as the pharmacy of the world. And I think this effort has been a very commendable effort over 17 years of developing APIs, developing generics. And generics have really made a huge difference to global health. It has expanded access through affordability. It has basically saved healthcare systems billions of dollars. And for us at Biocon, of course, we've also added to this effort through biosimilars. Biosimilars have now become the new bolus of growth, of opportunity. And I think from India, we are certainly leading the way. Biosimilars, like generics, are also helping healthcare systems around the world save billions of dollars. Since 2016, biosimilars have actually helped healthcare systems just in the US save almost $58 billion. And we are counting, because I think the number of biosimilars and specialty generics that are going to come off patent are going to lead to enormous savings around the world and, of course, provide much greater access to patients around the world who need these medicines. And today, of course, there's a lot of euphoria around GLP-1s, both for diabetes and obesity. So I think these are exciting times ahead. But we are also at an inflection point, because now India wants to move from just being the pharmacy of the world to also being the innovative laboratory of the world. And I think this is where we are now seeing a lot of Indian companies invest in developing new molecules, new formulations, new devices. And it's an exciting time ahead. So I do look at the next 17 years very differently from the last 17 years, because I think India will now start leading from the front by developing new medications, new therapies, new drug delivery devices, and medtech has a huge opportunity for India.
Okay, exciting times ahead. That's the word coming in. But if we look at the last 17 years, India has proven itself in the generics business. Can biosimilars be the next export opportunity for India's pharma market?
I think that question has already been answered by companies like Biocon. I think Biocon is the leading exporter of biosimilars from India. We also are playing a key role in the insulins market, because as the insulin demand grows, Biocon is certainly viewing itself as one of those few insulin players that can address the growing supply-demand gap. And the reason there's a huge supply-demand gap growing is because a lot of insulin manufacturing has shifted to GLP-1 manufacturing. And that's where I think Biocon is also viewing itself as playing a leadership role in insulins. So yes, I think every company today in the in the world markets are viewing biosimilars as the next big opportunity after generics. And India is certainly, focused on that opportunity, which Biocon has recognized a decade ago and has been leading the way. So to answer your question, it's already there. It's already happening. And I think India can play a very significant role in following generics with biosimilars.
And since we are talking about insulin, I was just reading an article this morning where you have said that Biocon intends to become one of the largest suppliers in the world of insulin. If you can take us through what the strategic roadmap looks like, because I believe already you have set up some production capacity. How much will capacity increase by as far as the insulin is concerned?
So we started on our insulin journey at the start of the century. And we were India's first recombinant human insulin in 2004, which actually disrupted the insulin model in India. And from India, we took insulins to various global markets. And then, of course, we started on a biosimilar journey where we have the distinction of being the only company globally to have two interchangeable insulin analogs approved by US FDA. And this has basically catapulted us as one of the leading insulin players in the world. We are, as we speak, the third largest supplier of insulin in volume terms, not necessarily value terms. But we are obviously also seeing a huge shift in insulin manufacturing to GLP-1s, and that's opening up a huge opportunity for Biocon to see whether it can really become the leading insulin supplier of the world. So from from the third biggest supplier, can we actually start moving to the top? Is the aspiration. Of course, it's an aspiration and a hope, and we will work very furiously to see how we get there. Having said that, we have made huge investments in creating global scale capacities for our insulin manufacturing. We have recently doubled that capacity, and that's why we aspire for this stage.
Okay, Ms. Shaw, let's now talk about FY27 then. What will this year look like for Biocon? What are the new opportunities, the new challenges that you're facing at this point in time?
I'm very excited about FY27 because this is about one Biocon. This is an integrated model which brings generics and biosimilars together. It makes us even more powerful as a biopharmaceutical company. We are, of course, keenly focused on all our key markets, whether it's North America, Europe, or key emerging markets. We see a huge opportunity for Biocon to have good growth and increase its market share in many of our key markets. So I'm very excited at the growth prospects that lie ahead, especially as an integrated entity that combines insulins and GLP-1s, generics and biosimilars, and of course, the commonality that exists for small molecule and biologics when it comes to oncology and immunology.
And any major launches that are lined up in FY27 or for that matter over the next 18 to 20 months?
Yes, we have several new launches that are going to happen these coming months. In the next year ahead, we have 5 such launches coming up in when it comes to both biosimilars and a few generic opportunities. So I think it's a very exciting time for us.
Okay, so that's as far as the launch pipeline is concerned. But let's also talk about margin expansion. And I've got this question from our pharma analyst who says that biosimilar segment is reporting very strong growth. But the street wants to know when will margins expand for this segment. Your thoughts on this?
I think the street should look at the way our margins have expanded over the last several years. I think biosimilars is driving margin expansion. And as we enter into new launches, I think we are very confident that we will sustain those high margins that we've enjoyed in our business. So I think the fact that we have actually, focused on debt reduction, the fact that the new regulatory pathways are allowing us to basically reduce our R&D spending. All these are leading to good margin expansion. And the fact that our capex is also behind us, gives you that optimistic opportunity to, look at margins very favorably.